Hey there, fellow traveler. You've come to the right place if you're planning a stunningly beautiful New Zealand trip. In this video, I will share my top 20 essential travel tips to make the most of your trip to this incredible country. I've got you covered, from what to pack to how to get around. So, let's get started. Tip number 1, make sure you have a valid passport and visa. This might seem like a no-brainer, but you'd be surprised how many people need to check their passport's expiration date before booking a trip. Also, apply for your visa before departure to avoid any last-minute stress. Tip number 2, pack for all types of weather. New Zealand's weather can be unpredictable, even in the summer months. Pack layers, a waterproof jacket, and comfortable walking shoes. It's also a good idea to bring a hat and sunscreen to protect yourself from the sun. Tip number 3, rent a camper van. New Zealand is a camper's paradise, and renting a camper van is an excellent way to explore the country. There are plenty of campsites, and you'll have the flexibility to go wherever you want. Just book your camper van well in advance, especially during the peak season. Tip number 4, use the iSight visitor centers. These centers are located in most major cities and towns and provide valuable information about local attractions, activities, and accommodations. The staff is friendly and knowledgeable and can help you plan your itinerary. Tip number 5, buy a New Zealand SIM card. Staying connected is essential when traveling. Buying a local SIM card is the easiest way. You can purchase a SIM card at the airport or any mobile phone store. Tip number 6, drive on the left-hand side of the road. This might take some getting used to if you need to get used to driving on the left-hand side of the road. Be sure to practice before you hit the open road. Tip number 7, visit the North Island and the South Island. Both islands have their unique attractions, and you want to experience everything. If you're short on time, consider taking a domestic flight to save time. Tip number 8, take advantage of free attractions. New Zealand has plenty of free attractions, such as hiking trails, beaches, and parks. Be bold and ask the locals for recommendations. Tip number 9, try the local cuisine. New Zealand is famous for its lamb and seafood, but many other delicious dishes exist. Be sure to check out the local farmers markets and food trucks. Tip number 10, book your accommodation in advance. New Zealand can get busy, especially during the peak season, so booking your accommodation in advance is best. There are plenty of options, from budget-friendly hostels to luxury hotels. Tip number 11, bring insect repellent. New Zealand has plenty of insects, including sandflies and mosquitoes, so pack some insect repellent to keep them at bay. Tip number 12, take a hike. New Zealand has some of the most stunning hiking trails in the world, including the famous Milford Track. Be sure to bring sturdy hiking boots and plenty of water. Tip number 13, respect the wildlife. New Zealand has many unique species, including kiwis, penguins, and seals. Be sure to respect their natural habitat and keep a safe distance. Tip number 14, visit Hobbiton. If you're a Lord of the Rings fan, you can't miss a visit to Hobbiton. This movie set turned tourist attraction is a must-see for any fan. Tip number 15, take a dip in a natural hot spring. New Zealand is famous for its natural hot springs, and taking a dip in one is the perfect way to relax after a long day of exploring. Tip number 16, check the weather forecast before heading out. New Zealand's weather can be unpredictable, so check the forecast before heading out for the day. This will help you plan your activities accordingly. Tip number 17, bring a reusable water bottle. New Zealand's tap water is safe to drink, so bring a reusable water bottle to save money and reduce waste. Tip number 18, experience Maori culture. New Zealand's indigenous people have a rich culture and history. Experiencing it is a must-do when visiting the country. Be sure to attend a cultural performance or visit a Maori meeting house. Tip number 19. take a scenic flight or helicopter tour. New Zealand's landscapes are stunning from the ground but even more impressive from the air. Book a scenic flight or helicopter tour to see the country from a different perspective. Tip number 20. Be prepared for the unexpected. New Zealand is beautiful, but unexpected things like road closures or bad weather can happen. Be prepared to change your plans and have a backup plan in emergencies. So, those are my top 20 essential travel tips for New Zealand. I hope you found them helpful and that they'll make your trip to this beautiful country even more enjoyable. Remember to share your travel tips in the comments below. Happy travels!